Morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hunloke. Today is Saturday, the 21st of February 2026, or the 5th of January in the 14th year of Chongal Guk. Today, Reverend Stone will be presenting, and thank you all for coming. And let's begin with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, Chanji Champunimge. Kambai Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English.
가존만세 8. 천일국 주인, 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 천일국 시대를 맞이하여 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 복종으로 신의 일제 이상을 이루어 지산 천국과 천산 천국의 해방권과 속방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 8. Our family, the owner of Chongyulguk, pledges having entered the era of Chongyulguk to achieve the ideal of God and human beings united in love through absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, and to perfect the realm of liberation and complete freedom in the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven by centering on true love. Thank you. I'd like to share again Mother's prayer. We shouldn't forget Heavenly Parent in our daily life that she gave on the 1st of January 2014. We shouldn't forget Heavenly Parent in our daily life. During our earthly life, we should preserve the earth well, which Heavenly Parent, the Creator, made. What we need to focus on is outreach. We need to preserve well this beautiful world of creation in which our Heavenly Parent invested utmost effort by expanding the reach of our foundation. We, in becoming the owner, must take the lead in this. Those who have no sense of ownership for all things will fade away. We need to have true ownership. As we restore this nation and the world, let us not forget this for even a day, an hour, or even a minute until 2020. We need to become true filial sons and daughters and patriots who can offer results every month that we give our Heavenly Parent, the Creator, cause to trust us and be happy. Don't become people who just come and go. Become the people who practice ownership and a sense of responsibility. These are words of blessing, promising a new start for the new year. And now is the time to offer results before heaven. Going forward, use different methods from the ones you have used before. Be always focused and productive, and you will survive. More specifically, find creativity in your ability. Let's have a meaningful life of offering results before heaven. Arju. And thank you. And before we welcome up Reverend Stone, I'd like to share a praise song, so please enjoy. Thank you, and let's give a warm welcome to Reverend Stone as he shares this morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'd just like to share my screen.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, once again, good morning, everyone. Greetings from Chongpyeong in Korea, where we're having the great works. I hope you're also enjoying that in different parts. Certainly here in Chongpyeong, things are packed and people are everywhere. A lot of really many people are here. But what I'd like to do this morning is talk about was actually a beautiful presentation we received on the 3rd of February by Hun Suk Nim. She just explained about her life and, you know, how she was, of course, matched and blessed to Hung Jin Nim after he passed away. And spirit world blessing. And I just felt such a privilege to listen to her and to be able to, and I got really the spirit that not only Hung Jin Nim's filial son, she's also a beautiful filial daughter together. So I'll just go through her presentation and you can hopefully pick up this beautiful spirit. Yeah, there she is. And yeah, she came in the morning, 3rd of Feb, and Reverend Jung, who's also, of course, second gen, around about the same age as Hun Suk Nim, and I'm sure a friend was able to really convince her to come, because normally she's busy with her responsibilities, particularly in the ballet, and you know, she said to us that she's normally not like a public speaker. She's a performer, but not. She's a bit nervous when she's a public speaker. So, but she did give a beautiful presentation to us. So yeah, she began with just talking about Hung Jin Nim, and there you can see him with true parents and with true father, and he was 17 years and 2 months old when he had that car accident and passed away. And we've heard the circumstances under which he he passed away. He was with 2 other second gen. He loved them a lot. Their father had died, and so he took a certain responsibility for them. And then this is the traffic came sliding down the downhill road. Hung Jin Nim turned the steering wheel to the right to protect his younger brothers. Hung Jin Nim sensed the imminent accident and saved his younger brothers' lives. So yeah, you can just see that the truck slipped on some black ice on the road, very cold time of year, and that's the way the accident happened. It's lucky anybody survived when you look at the nature of the crash there at the true parents about Hung Jin Nim. In short, Hung Jin Nim was born with a manly nature and grew up wonderfully. Yet he also possessed a thoughtful side, reading his parents' hearts and striving to make them comfortable in every way. Firstly, Hung Jin fulfilled his duty of sacrifice towards his parents. Secondly, he established the principle of harmony among siblings. He also fulfilled his duty of love towards his elder brother as a younger sibling. This means he fulfilled his responsibility of the able. This was January the 3rd, just a day or two after Hung Jin actually passed away in 1984, Belvedere Training Centre. So, yeah, that was a picture on the left was taken, I think, around his 17th birthday, which was October the 23rd, 1966. And True Father was speaking at the time of the accident in Korea at Gwangju, I think it was, where there was quite a lot of left-wing activity there, and Father's life was under threat at the time. And it was believed that there were people there who wanted to assassinate Father in the crowd. So Hung Jin had a great desire to protect Father, because Father was in a lot of danger at that time, around that time, from the communists. So there's a picture of, Hung Jin and True Parents sending him off there. And some more words from True Parents. In his daily life, Hung Jin used to comfort Jin Bok and Jin Gil, loving them specifically because they didn't have a father. He gave them a special kind of love. Looking at this, I believe he passed away in order to protect them. By doing so, he established the indemnity condition that allows both the democratic and communist worlds to live/coexist. For the sake of a national level foundation of indemnity, a condition was set to bridge the gap between the free world and the communist world. So this is Wonjon, where he's buried, which we also visited on another day. Once again, words of True Father, January the 15th, 1984. That is why, even though the accident happened in America, his body returned to Korea. You all need to realize that because Hung Jin stood upon True Parents' foundation of national victory, he was granted a spiritual foundation that allows him to be in the spirit world at any time, while also being able to come down and settle here on earth. As we know, he manifested about 3 years later, particularly through a person we call Black Hung Jinim in Africa, and he went around giving amazing speeches and stirring everything up. So, yeah, this is on an earlier occasion. Once again, True Parents' words about Hung Jin. Because Hung Jin passed away as a youth, a child who was deeply loved by True Parents, it put him in a position where he and the spirit world could become one. This is what connects the spirit world to the True Parents family. He becomes the eldest son of the spiritual world. He becomes the big brother to everyone there. Middle part omitted. Through him, the entire realm of True Parents' love is transferred into the spirit world. So there, this is Yonanim speaking to us. More words. By doing this, and through his returning resurrection to earth, a massive wave of spiritual support begins to pour down, and the satanic world starts to crumble. It goes into a total freefall. What I'm saying is that the barrier between the spirit and physical worlds that was created after the fall is finally coming down. Do you understand? As you know, also after True Mother's mother, Demonim, went to the spirit world a little bit later, Hung Jin and Demonim really sort of created, the whole Chompyong providence of ancestor liberation and the whole spiritual phenomena, which was and is Chompyong. Because Hung Jin went there, the spirit world is now connected to us through True Parents' love. The wall between earth and heaven has been broken, and we've entered an era where the two worlds can truly communicate and flow together. January the 15th, just I guess a couple of weeks after Hung Jin passed away. So yeah, Father created the Day of Victory of Love on the 3rd of January, as a result of Hung Jin's passing, and the victory of two parents who continued on after the crash with the tour that they were doing in Korea, and then father really offered Hung Jin, and true mother offered Hung Jin, whom they loved so much, and they created this Day of Victory of Love. So yeah, this was some photographs of the funeral, and took place in Korea. This is January the 8th, and 1984, the World Sungwa ceremony of Hung Jin. His body was flown back, as was mentioned, to Korea. Now this is calligraphy. His father gave 2nd of January from mum and dad in 1984. So this for Hung Jin, a child of loyalty and filial piety, who offered himself to the heavenly kingdom, may he rest in eternal peace within the vast ocean of heavenly grace. And up the top there, it's got these Korean expressions. Sorry, I probably need to have someone translate that for us. Okay, so you can see he's quite tall and big, even as a 17-year-old teenager. So now Hun Suk Nim began to talk about her story. She actually, there's a picture of her and her little sister when they were little, and Bowie Park was kind of posted in Washington, D.C. as a military attaché, Korean embassy in the USA. And so Hun Suk and the kids there, they grew up spending a lot of time in America. And you can see there, then she learned ballet. So her parents put her into the ballet and from a young age. But then, of course, at the time when Hung Jin went to the spirit world, father was looking for a match for him. And Hun Suk Nim, as you could see, these are the ones who were brought together quickly at the time, holy matching with Hung Jin at East Garden. So this was, several families were brought there with their daughters who were prospective candidates. Father said he wanted someone who was in the arts, who could devote themselves. Anyway, at this time, Hun Suk explained that she was actually in, I think it was Beijing somewhere, performing in the ballet. She was 21, and she was pursuing her ballet career. And it was not easy to get that position. And all of a sudden, her parents called her and said, "Come quickly, come immediately, straight away to the States, right? To America." So she was really frustrated, she said, because she just had to forego her performances, which were coming up over the next several days. And so when she arrived, she said she didn't even say a word to her parents. She was so upset. She's sitting there and in the airport and not really sure why she's there, and really upset that she's been brought there under these circumstances. And then I think father or mother said to it something like, do you want to be a nun? Anyway, she said she just burst into tears. She just burst into tears. Anyway, of course, then continued on to the matching, and father selected her. So there you see, she's bowing to true parents, and and there's the picture. So yeah, so what an incredible decision she had to make at that age under those circumstances. So yeah, this was the matching, and then of course there was the holy wedding that took place. Blessing with Hungjin, February the 20th, 1984. Hungjinim, ambassador of true love and the commander-in-chief to liberate the spirit world. So there you go. It was how it was conducted. So anyway, this is a few other photos there, which I'm sure you've seen most of them. And so actually, Hong Jin was 17 in 2 months when he passed away, and she was 21. And yeah, so yeah, she continued on with her ballet career. And this is, let me see, a little extract that I recorded. So hopefully we can hear it.
The failure of parents to become one, the failure of siblings to become one, centered on the parents, the failure of blessed central families to become one, centered on those siblings, the failure of families worldwide to become one, centered on the blessed families, and the failure of all humanity, Christianity, and the free world to become one. After this ceremony of unification, I promised in my heart and through prayer to establish an adopted son for you. To fulfill this promise, a holy wedding on earth is essential. Therefore, today, in the name of true parents, I have designated Hunsuk as your counterpart. I ask you to joyfully welcome the day of your holy wedding. Through this holy marriage, you are no longer a lonely king in the spirit world. The authority of the King in heaven now connects the earthly and heavenly worlds, allowing the bond between the kingdom of heaven on earth and in heaven to be realized. Please accept this day with a heart of gratitude before God and true parents, a day that is not only historical, world-shaking, and providential, but a day that establishes the victory of Hewan. Hewan means liberation, or the resolution of bitter sorrow. So it's the victory of Hewan for both God and true parents. So through this Indian blessing, this bridge of love between earth and heaven allows spirit world to be liberated. On that foundation, true parents blessed Kuntinim as the special ambassador of true love and the commander-in-chief to liberate the spirit world. True parents also explain that by blessing Kuntinim, since his partner remains here on earth, a bridge of love has been built between the physical and spiritual worlds. This allowed Jesus to come and cooperate with True Parents Family and Unification Church. Later, True Parents blessed our family with 2 beautiful children, Shinchol in 1992 and Shinwol in 2004, allowing Hunjimin to establish a family foundation here on earth. Shinchol, Shinwol, and I, the 3 of us coming from 3 separate families, have never met Hunjimin, but have come together as one family. I am so grateful to Shincha and Shinwon for allowing us to be their parents and for carrying on the lineage of Hunjinim. I am truly grateful especially for our true parents, immense praise and love. 감사합니다. Thank you so much, true parents. To restore the fallen man, the failure of parents to be.
Okay, so that was a lovely little speech that Unsuk read out some words of Father as he established this, Liberation Day, and also explaining about how they received 2 adopted children. So beautiful. Huh? Establishment of the 4-position foundation of Hong Jinim's family, Shinchul and Shinwol. Yeah. So now she talks also about her ballet career going on, and then, of course, True Parents really supporting the Universal Ballet Company. And there's some kind of signature there from, I guess, True Father, right? Looks like April the 12th of May, 1984. So she also was a very exceptional dancer, and she was for many years lead ballerina in the Universal Ballet Company, and they also liaised with Russia, with the Bolshoi, I think it was, ballet. So which is really kind of like the birthplace of ballet. So it became an extremely successful ballet company, and it was really the birth of Korean ballet, because there was no ballet in Korea really to speak of before that. So this is a heavenly art creating a world of beauty. This is once again some calligraphy and words from true parents. So the Universal Ballet Company performed all over the world. You can see so many different places over many, many years, and received many honors, in Korea, many awards. This was an article in the New York Times. The storytelling and pageantry of Shimjong, which is one of the feature performances that they created, were impressive and clearly touched the hearts of audience members in a time when the essential humanity of dance seems largely lost. Jennifer Dunning, or art critic for the New York Times. So very impressive and moving, of course, conveying the message of heaven, which is filial piety. This story of the famous story of Shimjong, the filial daughter in Korean folklore. So yeah, there's a lot of different ballets that they performed and created around the world. Let's see. Yeah, there's more photos of them, and also the Little Angels, which also Hun Suk Nim has taken responsibility for, leading and educating and taking around as well. Meeting, this is also diplomacy has been very, the arts have been very important for diplomacy, meeting the former US President, Dwight Eisenhower, I believe. And so also they met the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth, and she actually came backstage, which is very rare, and she was actually really thrilled. So this was in I guess in the 60s or 70s. So Korea was a war-torn country coming out of nowhere in the world, and so they were real ambassadors for Korean culture, and to perform in front of the Queen was amazing. And she showed this video clip, which was, you could see the Queen there, and then the Queen coming around behind the stage after the performance, meeting the little kids, and all this stuff was really very, very touching. And then this was a performance that they did at the United Nations. So once again, it's really very powerful diplomatic bridge, because art, as she explained, is a universal language. Everybody loves good performances, especially with children. And she said father insisted that it was children. She said that actually Bowie Park was the one who suggested to create a performing art group, but his idea was adults. Father said no, children, because everyone loves children and they're a much better bridge. So so then the Little Angels was formed that time. But they performed at the United Nations, and true parents were in the audience at this time. And this once again was a video that she showed. And let's see. So this girl, I think this is, how one of the little girls comes out and says, "Thank you so much for watching us," or, so cute. Well, I think it was actually her. Anyway, there's true parents in the audience, and Bowie Park was able to introduce them as the founders of the Little Angels, and have them stand up and sort of greet everyone. And so it was really also a way to promote true parents in the world scene, on the world scene. So the arts is, as she explained, it's a very powerful way of bridging many gaps. This was in the United Nations. That's her. She's the one who's the little girl who, that time, she said everybody was, in those days, were very surprised because a little girl could speak English so well from Korea, right? Because, of course, she was brought up there because of her family circumstances. Okay, so then she talked about the Korean wave. The Korean wave, or Hallyu, refers to the rapid global rise in South Korean popular culture since the 1990s. It is led by the spread of K-pop, K-dramas and films, with key successes including K-pop groups like BTS and Blackpink, and the Oscar-winning film Parasite in 2019, and the Netflix television series Squid Game 2021 to 25. The Korean wave has been recognised as a form of soft power and a significant economic asset for South Korea, generating revenue through cultural exports and tourism. So as you know, this is really quite a phenomenon. I remember, to be honest, when I joined back in 1977, one of my friends at that time, he was actually American, and I told him I was joining this Korean group, and he said, "What? Korea's nowhere, you know? What are you doing?" It's like so it's like in the minds of people at that time, Korea was like a place to avoid because war torn, and the Americans had fought there, and so many had died, and but of course now is incredible transformation has taken place because of the dispensational significance of Korea as the chosen nation, the birthplace of the true parents. And of course, this is one of the main reasons why True Mother is promoting so much the the history of the Han people. Yeah, but the Korean wave is an absolute phenomenon, and you see so many things that mention their Squid Game, and then all the different performers and so on that have become world famous. So she then went on to explain how a Korean academic has evaluated this Korean wave and extracted the key philosophical reasons why Korean culture has become is a unique Korean philosophy of enjoying the arts, such as music, poetry, dance, while being in harmony with nature. It's about a refined spiritual way of life. She's saying this is part of the history of Korea. And then to revere heaven and love people, to widely benefit humanity. These are also deep themes within Korean culture and way of life through history. So this is, I think BTS World Tour, Arirang. Clean entertainment. She said this be amazing because they're not just like, they're a clean kind of a group, particularly in comparison with many of the other ones. Yeah, and then you've got these the Demon Hunters, which has become so popular, some of your kids or grandkids are singing the songs and everything, so everyone seems to love it. And then she also talked about her two adopted children, and then she read out a beautiful prayer from Shincho, the boy, the tall boy there, who's her adopted son. He gave this prayer at the Wonjon, January the 2nd this year. So beautiful filial prayer as well. So pretty amazing, really. And then, so then anyway, she talks about the foundation of Korean arts and culture leading to this case spirit of today. You know, she's saying, this academic is saying this is why it's in her estimation, in her evaluation, this is why it's so popular. So the epic history of the chosen Han people of Korea. This is one of the beautiful paintings that was created for that time. So yeah, there we are. I think, and you can see this one. She showed this picture with Hong Jin-im as the face of Hong Jin-im replacing whoever was the dancer there, and she's saying that it's a long honeymoon or something like that. Anyway, of course, it's an amazing sacrifice for her, and she's a beautiful filial daughter to be able to make the offering of her life in such a way. So, yeah. All right. So because of the debt of love, the heart of true parents, to bridge heaven, a vision of the future. So then she finishes off her presentation with a true mother who's now, of course, as we know, in detention. I think she might be coming out of hospital. I'm not sure at the moment, but she's got to go back into detention after the medical treatment, saying, don't worry about me, even if it takes time, eventually the truth will be revealed. Okay, so, and then the rise of all the, the prayers and the young people especially coming up and in support of True Mother this time. All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you for your kind attention.
Yeah, thank you, Reverend Stone, for sharing that. It brings back memories because I was also present there. Just help with stopping. Yep. All right, there we go. And before take up some comments, I think nice to reflect with another praise song. So please enjoy.
Mother, though the years may pass, we'll be with you until the end. Mother, the first, second, third, fourth generation will all become one and attend you, Mother, and achieve Heavenly Parents' dream.
자료 견례 바로
Yeah, so thank you. Yeah, seeing that again did remind me of being there, and yeah, I thought the same thing. She was so gracious and so loving, and I really felt the presence of Kunjanim and yeah, so much Heavenly Parents' love, and that they are still in a vibrant, loving relationship now. So I thought this was yeah, quite precious and was and a privilege that she gave us, you know, a little bit of a, you know, experience of her, you know, living relationship with him. You know, it really felt like, you know, they were together, you know, all the time. So it's really, yeah, really lovely. So thank you. If anyone else wants to make a comment, please do. Yes, Ben, go ahead.
Yes, good morning, Australia, Oceania. So I just want to thank Greg for a beautiful presentation. And I want to add something that maybe some of you know, maybe you all know. We talked about, you talked about Black Hunjinim being channeling from for Hunjinim, this black brother. And he was also in Europe, but that was more a shorter visit. And even though he became quite controversial later, as we know, and still he did some good things. You know, I'm not trying to defend him. I'm just trying to sort of balance. You know, like he did something good here in Europe because he allowed in Hunginim's authority and name some blessed couples to start family. They were a little bit older couples, but I didn't have to fulfill the conditions of 3 spiritual children. So in that authority, he said, please start family. And that I think was very good, you know, very helpful because, yeah, we were not so many blessed couples at that time. So that's one point. Another point is that we had another medium here in Europe. Maybe you know her, Faith Jones from Leeds. Yeah, so she toured. You are nodding, John. So you know about her. And she was touring Europe, I think, several times. And she not only channeled for Hunjinim, but also for Jesus and some of True Father's, True Parents' smaller children who had died. Maybe you know all this, but anyway, I just want to sort of add, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Greg.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was there in Europe when Faith Joan was on one of those tours. I remember sitting in the front, and then Faith Jones come up the front, and then I felt the presence of, you know, Jesus and Gunjanim and a few other saints that she allowed to speak through her, and I thought, oh wow, you know, this is really powerful. Yeah, this spirit world is very active, that's for sure. Yeah. So thank you. Anyone else like to make a comment or share? Please do.
John, you had you were the one of the ones at the bottom of the hill when Huntugnim left the lecture hall.
Yeah.
After speaking to us, and then took a photo. Daniel, I think you, maybe Reverend Kenji.
No, it was Reverend Sadie's son. It was
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I posted that photo, I think, on Australian announcements. Yeah. I found it really interesting after that lecture. She was with Reverend Utaka, and he was guiding her down the hill very carefully, and there was no one around. I thought, oh, that's interesting. There was no car to pick her up or anything like this, and she was just walking down the hill, and I saw her there, and I went up and approached her and said that I remember that time in America because I was there when Father was in Danbury and when Hunjin passed away, and I said, thank you for sharing that time, and then I asked if it was okay to take a picture together, and she said, yeah, and she was very kind and very gracious and very humble and very embracing, and so we had a very nice photo together. Yeah, there was Reverend Yutaka herself, myself, and Daniel, and Reverend said his son. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, thank you. If there's no one else, that's okay. It is that sort of time now, to offer our unison prayer.
Just one other thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, John. One other thing.
Yeah.
This year is the as we know is just started the year of the fire horse.
Yeah.
And this year it is. If Hung Jinim had been alive, he would turn 60 on the 23rd of October. The solar calendar year date he was born was 23rd of October, 1966. So every 60 years that recycles. So this is the birth year sort of signature of Hung Jinim. And during the presentation, Hun Suk Nim showed a picture of Hung Jinim on a horse. Do you remember that? He was sitting on a horse, riding a horse. It was bareback. There was no saddle, and it was East Garden or somewhere like that. And he didn't even, I don't even think he had a shirt on. Just a young 16 or 17-year-old on this horse. And she said, this horse looks nice and calm, but she said it wasn't. It was really a very hard horse to ride, and hardly anybody could ride it. So it may be a tough year. Mother's still in detention, and we're riding a fire horse, but Hung Jinim is there to help us. And to my delight, he was born on my birthday. My birthday is 23rd of October, and he was born exactly the day I turned 15. So anyway, I feel his power this year, everyone. And I tell you what, he's still the mediator, and he can help us.
Yeah, so very true. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yep, so it is time now to offer our unison prayer. So I'll just bring up that screen and let's pray together. Jew, Jew, Jew. Thank you again, Reverend Stone, for sharing. And thank you, everyone, for attending. And I hope to see you all again tomorrow. So thank you. Have a great day. Bye.